feel like we never talk this much when it comes to we working under a toxic boss, how it affects us mentally, physically, and emotional. So today, my sister and I will be talking about our experience, our lesson, what we like advice to give people working with a toxic boss or working in a toxic environment. So
My sister and I we started working at the age of 15. We actually did a video about the reason why we started working at that age, so you guys can check it out. Actually, when we started working, we didn't have. Let me say, I don't know how to put like the
like we're still little because we're still like in our teenagers years, so we have little or no more experience of how to work. When they even treated us, we don't really have experience, so we just jumped into
I feel
it.
like it's not about not having experience. It's about like when you're little, there's some things you don't know that this is right from wrong. You just like, oh, maybe it's because you are working.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't like detect when even when they're treating you bad. Like
Yeah.
you just like felt maybe it's like a normal thing that they're doing to you, but you inside of you know that it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
But we think maybe it's just like a work environment. Maybe okay, maybe this is the way they're supposed to like act towards me because I'm working for
I
them.
feel like I'll first start from like what are the things that you should follow notice if you really want to know that if you are working in a toxic environment or working with a toxic boss. I think the first one is if you wake up and you don't feel like going to work, or you started getting nervous or anxiety, or when you go to work, instead of you being happy, you are being like sad. I feel like you should already know that you are working in a toxic environment or you're working with a toxic boss. Trust me. I think that's the first symptoms, or that's the first how will I put it? Like that's the first thing you like. I feel like everybody should ask this or yourself. Like when you're working under someone and you are not happy going to the job, or you are being scared going to work. I feel like that means you're working on a toxic boss.
I feel like even if you love the job, but if you have someone that is always like on your neck every time, of course the person is gonna make you to like
It's the
hate
job.
the job. Like
Yeah.
you won't even go to job every day.
Yeah.
You don't. You have this kind of like fear in you that whenever I go, oh my god, I don't know what she's gonna say about what I wear today. I don't know what she's gonna say about what I do today.
Yeah.
Like nothing you do good in front of that person. So even if you love the job, the person will make you feel less of yourself, as if you aren't doing the job right, or you are just not doing it. Like it will make you feel so down on yourself.
Yeah, I feel like I saw a trend and I was like, no amount of money will actually be more greater than your mental health, because I feel like a lot of people we don't talk much more on this thing, how it affects us mentally. Like I feel like my sister and I have gone through depression due to this kind of like working in toxic environment, especially working with toxic boss, whereby they bring down your low self esteem, they make you feel worthless, they make you feel like a slave. Like, and because of the money that you're getting from it, like you couldn't be able to stand up even when you knew that you had to stand up, but you are scared of getting fired.
Exactly.
Like,
Like imagine us going to work and you are being yelled at without even what is not it doesn't even lead to like being yelled at, and you pee your pants, as a it's not like a small yelling, it's a yelling that it will get to your brain. Like I don't know how to like describe the yelling. Like there's nothing you literally do that they'll really try to be happy about it.
yeah,
Even when they want to correct it, they will not correct it in a very good way. Like they'll correct it in a way whereby you feel less of yourself or you're not doing good.
yeah,
Likewise, you're even doing good. But when you're working, you feel like, oh my god, if I left, I feel like that's our own mentality back then. Like
yeah,
we used to have like, if we leave or left this job, I'm going to get another one so quick.
yeah.
You understand? So we feel like that was because we are so young then. That was kind of like mentality that we have
Yeah.
then that's making us stay.
And I feel like it kind of affected us so negatively, because right now I'm so just glad now, but I feel like it's more of something I like regretted then, that we should have lived, because our mentality is even much more better than staying in this. But because of what we're passing through, I think we did a video and talk more about that. So we are like, no, we have to stay, even despite how this thing affects us emotionally, physically, like mentally. It affects us to the extent that we feel as if we are a failure, like we feel like we're not doing enough. Like when you go to the work in the morning and you are so scared, like you feel like, oh, she's going to talk or he's going to talk today, like regardless of whether I do it good, regardless of whether I did it perfect, she's still going to like he's still going to talk about this. And I feel like I don't know.
I feel like we just like like the first, let me say, the two bosses we work with, like they are very very toxic at us. Like we literally, my sister, we literally get scared. Like we're literally shaking anytime we're like maybe a few steps to the office. We're like very scared because we're like, oh my god, when we first get to the office, she'll first say, oh wait there, she'll scan you from head to toe. Like she'll always see a fault in whatever you put on, no matter how you dress so good. She'll always see a fault, and she'll use every demeaning worth
Yeah.
on you. She might even tell you, like, because we are putting on our job, she might say, oh, maybe it's because of the job you're putting on, maybe that's why you can't hear me,
Yeah, like you're
like
deaf.
like you're deaf, like I don't know, like so many demeaning words. Like you look down yourself. Yeah, I know some people like, oh no, if I'm making money, like if it's a lot of money, you should be able to do it. I feel like you shouldn't like take that kind of
No, I feel
like
like when I saw a trend where it says if you're getting like $2 million or if you're getting $100 million, if you're working with it, does I think it doesn't matter. I feel like to me, if you're still working under someone and um you can still stay, that means you're not working in toxic environment. Because if you're working in toxic environment that drains you, trust me, the money won't matter at that point. Like you, because you have to put your mental health first. I feel like this is a very vulnerable post for us, and that's why you see us like trying to like pick our word carefully, because we don't want to like, we've moved past this thing has happened and we moved past. So I don't want like, point fingers to anyone. But I feel like right now I'm just like, it's just like a lesson of trying to tell the teenagers that are working now, trying to grow, people that are in this situation, like you are not alone, and we just want you to know that if you are working in those environments, you can still live. Trust me, I there's this quote that actually stay with my twin standard, which is, if you're still trying to open that closed door, you will never see the bigger door.
exactly.
Like, so you have to you have to let one go for one to come in. And I feel like it same goes as work too.
Like
Right?
yeah, just the way like Beauty just said, like if you are working and you feel like it's draining you, like okay, like right now my sister, we have like the anxiety. I feel like from the job we have anxiety, like whenever we're going for interviews or any other like thing, I'm always scared, like I'm always in a panic, like why we'll be so shaking, like, and it's due to this job. As men we have like people that are really advisors, they would have left the job done, and even till now we still have it, like whenever we're going out we get scared, like as like
Like we'll be like, they're not gonna
as
beat
beat
us.
us
Then why are we so scared?
scared,
Like,
like
and that's because of the effect of those things. Because at times you don't know how that effect of those things is going to affect you until you left. Or
exactly.
until you leave.
We want to leave. Like it was so very bad for us. Like, I don't want to break down on camera right now because we're more fast, but sometimes whenever I have a flashback, it's kind of like
Like we could literally get panic attack when we are going to work. Like when she yelled, I could literally, there was a day a boss yelled at me. Like she really tried to yell at both of us, but like she confronted me the most, and it wasn't just a mistake, like a unconscious mistake, and she yelled to them, said I had to pee on my pants. Like it's so crazy right now thinking about it, because I wish.
I've been slapped by a boss before, and at the end, even what she slapped me for wasn't my fault. It was her fault, and she never said sorry till now. So imagine all those kind of things. Like it really affected us so badly. So if you're working and you feel like, oh no, how am I going to get another job, or the money I'm making, or it's gonna be so hard for me to get anyone? I'll tell you that please just leave that
You
job.
have to put your mental health first, because I feel like your mental health matters a lot. You might not really think about it now, but trust me, at the long run, it's gonna affect you, like negatively. Like you're gonna feel so down, that because there's some words that people says to you like negatively that you don't really think about it. But when it comes to some stages, you started feeling like as if those words are true. You started feeling like as if maybe true, maybe truly those, maybe that was who you are, which you are not. So I think that's the symptoms of working with the toxic boss. Like this, I like, to me, I feel like these are things that you should notice when you're working. Maybe when you wake up in the morning, you don't want to go to work, or maybe like I don't know.
I'm the kind of person like mom, we are playing like I want to do the job I love, but I don't want people draining me doing that job. And I'm so happy that we are own entrepreneur right now, like because we've gone through a lot working at the toxic bosses, so it's really getting to like the edge. So we're like, oh no,
Like I know when I say this, a lot of people like, I feel like entrepreneur is like the best ever, but I feel like there's some people that like would love working under someone. I feel like there's some work that you can't just be like an entrepreneur, like stay. You have to keep working like under someone. So, but it's very good when you have like good team, good people surrounding you. It's kind of brings out the talent, the passion in you to work. But when you're working with like bad team, or when you're working with in a toxic environment, it kind of like drain you to the extent that things you love, you started getting to hate it.
exactly.
Like started getting to hate it more. Like things that you love doing, you started feeling like, oh, I don't like it again. It's just more of like when you're in school. If you don't like a mathematics teacher, surely you're not gonna like his job.
Exactly.
It's subject. You're not gonna. So I think it's same way it goes. And I feel like I don't know how to say it, but if you're also a toxic boss watching this right now, please try to these people too are human. Just because they're working under you doesn't make them feel doesn't make you bigger than them, or doesn't make them less of you. I don't know how to say it,
Like
but
if you're a toxic boss watching this, I want you to know that some of the advice I'm gonna give to you, if you know, some people know that they are toxic at work. You know, if people are like, whenever they hear like maybe you just arrived, they are very scared. They don't want to like come and meet you. That means you are toxic. Like that's it. That's how to know you're toxic. No one people don't want to be in associate with you. So I want to say that even if you want to correct someone, please be respectful with it. What ought, stop using a demeaning words on people. You know, because you are their boss or because they're working under you doesn't mean they're slave, or doesn't mean they are not human or they don't have feelings. You know, sometimes you can call people in a very respectful way and they'll really love it than you using like shouting or taking it out of board, like, oh, you're very stupid, is this your father's complaint, is this your mother's complaint, like those things like get what make us look so down, like it's very degrading.
Yeah. Yeah, please. And I want to say it again to people working in that hospital. Trust me, we've been there before, because we have been there before and we know how it feels. I understand it, but at the same time, your mental health, you really need to work on it. And by working on things, you have to leave those places, because so that you can flourish more and so that you can be whoever you want to be. But working on those places will keep suppressing you down. Like it could keep suppressing your talent to the extent that you feel like as if you started getting accustomed to toxicity, to the extent that you feel like that is normal. To the extent you feel
Exactly.
like this is a good behavior. To the extent you feel like, oh, I think it's normal for someone to yell at me. I feel like someone to demean me. When you started working in a place for a very long time, that is how you feel. I feel we've been there before and we've experienced that kind of thing. So to the extent that I feel like if we start working in another place, I feel like if I don't expect that thing, I'll be like, what's wrong? What's happening?
And I
Like,
feel like you should have self worth. I could remember when me and Betty were still working, I was very very sick, like very sick, like very sick. Like I couldn't eat. Like I was taking drip, like IV water, and the box actually called like, oh, why didn't you come to work today? And I was like, I'm so sorry, I'm very sick. Even my sister was working in the same organization. My son was explaining like, oh, she's very sick. He was like, do you give me do you ask for permission?
yeah.
And I was like, it's so fun. Like, I don't know when I'm gonna fall sick. Like, gosh knows what's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I don't expect me to ask like a permission. You just don't ask. Like, I was breaking and she was telling that I have to come to work. Like, she doesn't care whether I'm sick or not. That I have to like be like I have to come to work that day. Like, I'm like to you guys, I have to tell when they were treating me to remove the IV of me, like outside of the road I of me, like even when in the car I was very dizzy, I wasn't myself because I've been eating for days, but I have to go to the work. Like I was just realizing now that if it was now I would have read myself when I said fuck, I'm sorry, like to hell with the job. Like I
Yeah.
would have just like take care of myself. Like I didn't get myself. I was imagining like right now, like what if I fainted in the car? What if I felt dizzy and fell in or wound myself? I still have to go to that job that day.
They say that I think like there's a quote that says if you don't want to leave the job is gonna leave
Exactly.
regardless. So if you're thinking of you're not gonna get, of not wanting to get fired, there might be a day she might fire you or he might fire you. So I feel like working under this kind of things, I feel like the main point why we still under toxic boss or working in a toxic is because of the money,
Exactly.
because of our personal problems that we're passing through, that we're facing through. When we feel like, oh, this is the best job I've ever had, maybe because of the high pay salary, or maybe because of something that you're passing through, you're paying a loan, or you have a debt, or you have someone that you're trying to treat, that's kind of
You
thing.
just
But
have to enjoy
you
it.
just have to enjoy it. But I feel like there are sometimes you have to put yourself first. Like you have to put your mental health first. You have to put yourself first, because there are some things that the doctor's book has done to us that I don't really want to talk about it now, because it's something that alters, and it's something that we are still trying to heal from. That we've not healed completely from. Because there are some wounds that it gets so hard to heal from. So I feel like that's the advice we'll be giving to you. Please leave, no matter how.
Know your self worth.
Yeah.
Like don't don't prioritize job upon your mental health,
Yeah.
please, and just know your self worth. I don't know what to say.
Like you know your self-worth, always stand up for yourself. At times when they talk to you, you can tell them, there are sometimes whereby they force us to do part-time, like overtime. Like they forced us to do it even when we don't want to. Like now I'm just like, we should have stood up for ourselves and be like, oh, I'm so sorry, I will not be able to do it. Like, why are they going to fire me if you have talked? There are sometimes because they know that we won't talk, they try to, like, when they say that first time and they say that you agree to it, they try to, like, continue doing those kind of things, because they know, oh, they're gonna agree to it regardless of whether they like it or not. So I feel like you should always stand up for yourself at some point and tell them, oh no, I don't want to do this. No, this is our work. Sometimes you go to work and the boss started treating you as slave and tell you to go home and not watch.
wash their clothes, and, cook for them. I can ask in a respectful way. I don't think it's bad, but
Yeah.
like,
Like the errands they actually saying is different from the work that you're doing.
exactly, like imagine working in an office and the boss tell you that she don't want you to work in the office today. She wants you to work in her house, like
Or
to cook
imagine the
for
boss telling
her
you that you have to come and clean a car, like you
car.
have to come and wash your car.
Like, you understand? Like, those are like things that we're going through. Like, yeah, like it's just so hard. I just want you to know yourself worth. No matter amount of money you are being paid,
Trust me, you have to leave.
you just have to live just for
You
your
have to leave
child.
for
Like,
mental health.
imagine me right now. Like, sometimes I still have anxiety. Like, even outside, if I have to do an interview or talk to like people, I still have like that panic. And it was just all that if someone yell at me now, I'm gonna start shaking, which wasn't me.
So please leave, please. No matter how amount, no matter trust me. Once that door closes, another one is gonna open, and the one that is gonna open will be very much bigger than the one that you're trying to,
Very better.
that you're trying to. It will be much better than it. Yeah, I know I know it's easier said than done. Like if you're like, oh, you're advising me to leave my job, but if I leave my job, are you going to feed me? Are you going to be the one to pay my loans? Are you going to? But trust me, at times you just have to let this thing go for another one to come in, because it's more of like that thing is standing in between the door for what blessing that's to come in. Is so I feel like you're the one hindering it. So that's just it.
We hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, please make sure you give it a very big thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the post notifications